You got the Jeezy, man? Huh?
Man, I ain't got the Jeezy, man.
All right. Well, we're here, man. It's us.
Look, man. Hey, man. I'm around here, man. I'm still celebrating. I'm still on the high. Didn't even have the Jeezy ready to go, man. I actually had another song ready to go, but for some reason, everything is froze over here on my side, baby.
Yeah, well,
your
pettiness has been strong for 48 hours, and welcome to everybody.
Yeah, man. What it do?
And who has joined the crush? It's your boy E Glaze. I should be putting, but I wasn't gonna be petty. But this red is not Falcon red; it's Atlanta Dream red. Just to let y'all know. I have. Oh, Glaze, you wearing red? No, Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream. Yes, we're here. It's your boys.
The Rhythm, the Rebel.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
We got a great guest coming up. Well, he's scheduled to appear. I like to say that now.
Yes. We've learned some tough lessons with that. You know, we've matured as professionals in this business here.
So once it happens, we'll get ready to go, man. But for now, it's your boys. It's your boy E Glaze, and that's my man Maceo. What's happening, Hurt?
Man, what to do, party people? What to do, man? Welcome back, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Super producer, this holler E Glizzle.
Yeah, what's happening? Hey, man, so we got a great show for you guys. Brian is in the queue. He's ready to go. Coach Bohannon, so we're going to get him on, and we're going to talk with him. But we got a lot more, man. We talking everything, NFL, NBA.
Yeah.
You know what happened this weekend. Prime time is now at Jackson State. We're going to talk about that.
He is.
We got to talk about that. But for now, man, we have to bring him on, Maceo. Let me just, I got a little intro for him. You got something for him? What you want to do, man?
I always like to say Griffin's finest.
Griffin.
Griffin's finest. Me and Hassan Graham, we cracked this joke today when Hassan Graham knew he was going to be on the show. Hassan Graham said probably the best hands at UGA. Number 84, Brian Bohannon, everybody.
I do have to ask him one question. How does a guy from UGA coach at Georgia Tech? We got to talk about that, but we're going to go ahead and bring him on.
You going to do coach like that?
No, let's go ahead and bring him on. Welcome, everybody. Coach Brian Bohannon. Hey, Coach, how's it going?
It's going good. How are y'all doing?
What's up, Coach?
What's happening? Hey, you better have good hands if you can't run very fast. I'll tell you. It's us little white boys, boy. We better be able to catch the ball good.
Hey, Coach. Hey, we know how intense you are, Coach. Do you have any walls that don't have any holes in it right now? How are you doing during this time, Coach? This is your time. How are you dealing with all this during this pandemic, Coach?
Probably not real good, in all honesty. I mean, this is I told somebody the other day, this has been the most challenging time of my coaching career, just with so much going on. The pandemic, you got social justice, you got there's so much to unpack, and then you don't get to do what you love to do, which is play ball, because that's the great distraction for us and for our young kids, is to go do the things we love to do. And we're not doing that right now. We're going to do it. We're just not doing it right now. So and I'll be honest with you, it's been tough. I am a very face-to-face, personal, interactive, fiery sometimes to a fault coach. And now I'm on a freaking Zoom call with everything, and I'm done with that too. I lost it on the team the other day. We're on a Zoom call. I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired of Zoom calls.
I can believe that, Coach. I can believe that. You know what? I'm done with this. I'm out.
Close the laptop. Coach, my first question for you, Coach, and it's crazy because in this uncertain time, actually what you did to build the program actually kind of gives you a slight advantage, because you had your kids and you guys practiced the entire season before you even played. So how are you going to use that experience to kind of keep these kids motivated?
Well, I think one, it's a little different, but there's a lot of similarities to that fall where we didn't play, but we practiced. I'll tell you the most important thing you find out in circumstances like we have, you find out about the culture of your program. Because when you get in these very adverse times, if you don't have a solid foundation, things like this can implode you. And I give our kids and our staff a lot of credit. And this goes back to that practice year is the reason I'm bringing it up. Some of the things we did along the way that were culture driven, not scheme driven, but culture and kid driven and coach driven, I think really has helped us get through some of this really difficult times where, we get shut down. Shoot, we're getting ready to go in our 9th spring practice. We get shut down at 1:30 that afternoon. At 2:30, I'm in a team meeting telling everybody they're leaving campus.
Wow.
On Monday, we come in as a staff and we spend all day figuring out how we're going to go virtual because we don't. Hell, I don't want to do it, but I know we got to do it. So we spend all day trying to figure it out, and then we didn't come back to the office till the middle of June.
Wow.
And we still have not met in person one time as players. Now we as coaches we can socially distance in staff meetings, but we've been meeting virtually with our kids. We haven't met with them in person since we broke, and that's just and not being able to interact and really have that personal dialogue that you need. If you didn't develop a foundation that's centered around your kids the right way, then it's challenging enough as it is, but it can even be more challenging. And I think we've been able to sustain some things because of that, and that's a lot of credit to our kids and our coaches.
Wow.
So let me just ask you, Coach, what have you heard from the Big South on the plans? Where are y'all at right now? We know the season is suspended for the fall, but is there any spring plans? What is going on with the Big South and their plans?
So we're finally getting some news. It's like ever since this thing hit, all right, well, we're going to wait till this meeting and we'll get some news. We're going to wait till this meeting. They just keep kicking the ball down the road. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to. Nobody in America really wants to take a stand on anything. If you want to know what it is, but so finally, I think we're at a point now that the Board of Governors approved FCS playoffs in the spring. So there will be a 16-team playoff. It's usually 24. They're going to cut it back a little bit, which I'm good with. 16 teams. We'll still have automatic qualifiers. So in the Big South, if we win the Big South, we make the playoffs.
So right,
which is our goal, our aspiration. The reason we went to the spring, guys, is because our kids want a chance to compete for a championship.
right,
And we didn't feel like to go play 3 or 4 games for our kids. They didn't feel like that's what we came here to do.
Right.
And they want to compete for championships. So right now, that's the plan. It's going to be a maximum of 8 games plus a possible 4-game playoff. We will end the regular season around April 17th. The national championship will be around May 15th. And the exact schedule we don't know yet because a lot of this information is just kind of coming out.
right.
But we'll start playing either possibly last weekend in February, first weekend in March, and we'll run through 7 or 8 games and then start the playoffs around April 17th, I believe is a Saturday. And then May 15th, I believe is a Saturday, Emmanuel, I think, and that would be the national championship. So for the first time in a long time, we at least have some freaking purpose.
Right.
Going out, hey guys, we're going to go work out and practice today. I'm not sure, so we got a little purpose, which helps us, helps our kids.
Yeah.
It helps our mental psyche more than anything right now. We just need some things that we can cling on to. Because these kids are in a pandemic. They can't really go hang out with their buddies because they're worried about getting COVID. And we're preaching to them, hey, don't go hang out with your buddies because we don't want you to get COVID and we don't want contact tracing and all this stuff. It's wild, man. But our kids, man, I give them a lot of credit. They really handle things well. This is not easy for anybody. I'm a grown man and I've struggled immensely with it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I've struggled, man. This has been tough on me. I can't imagine, young kids in college, wanting to be college kids. And
Right.
now it's hard to do that.
And Coach, it has to be tough because now a lot of their friends they're seeing, a lot of the conferences are coming back. It seems like every week we get more and more college football. And again, your guys, because your program has been so successful, they know what's at stake. So that piece of keeping them, the news we just got, that, like you said, that has to be one of those things where, okay, now we have some concrete stuff. Now I can give our kids something, and now we can work toward their goal.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, today we're doing walkthroughs out on the practice field, and we probably had more energy today than we had in the pit, you know. And it was tough for a while because I couldn't really get in front of them and give them anything definitive, you know. And I felt bad, like, you know, you're having a meeting, but you really had nothing to tell them because nobody really knew anything. But I think I agree with you 100%. I think they know what's at stake now and what we're working towards, and that'll help motivate them to take advantage. What I tell them today is take advantage of every opportunity because we're trying to do an ordinary, simple task on a consistent basis daily right now. Not anything crazy. We just want to go do an ordinary task consistent on a daily basis right now, and we're trying to build to that. So no question, knowing where we're going in our direction helps a ton.
Coach, I want to just let people know we get this question all the time with the Crush that you guys cover Kennesaw State. What is going on up there? What's happening? And let me just read a few things for all those people that know. Coach Bohannon is 48-15. He's won 2 Big South championships. He's been to the playoff 3 times. He's won Coach of the Year. He's Big South Coach of the Year 2 times. So people keep asking us, what is he doing up there that's so different? Because you have pretty much taken North Georgia, which was you've created your own niche, as they say up here, and did your thing to where now people talk about Kennesaw State different because a lot of teams are not playing in December and November. You are playing in the playoffs and make a difference. What would you say about your run to start? It is not easy because there's a lot of hard work. You had to go do some things. What would you say about what you've been able to create so far at Kennesaw State?
Well, I don't think I created anything. I think we've created something really special here, and I think that's the number one thing. And every kid that walks through the door and every coach and equipment manager and video guy, they're all part of this team that we're going to check our ego at the door and we're going to go to work for the greater good of Kennesaw State football. Listen, man, you know this. We are blue collar now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kids take a lot of pride in how hard we work. And when you get really good players that buy into that hard work and buy into their teammates, that's when you get something that's special. And I give the kids that started this program, we call them the OGs, the original gangsters, they call themselves.
Yes, they are, Coach. Yes, they are.
They went through some tough stuff, man, like stuff that we won't talk about, like tough. They laid a foundation, and each class that's come through has really bought into that, and our coaches have bought into that. And when you back that up with wins, you know what? That works. Like, I'll go do what he asked me to do because I know it's going to work. And when kids believe in their coaches and their teammates and coaches believe in the kids, I think trust and relationships in a culture is the most important thing. It doesn't mean you don't hold kids accountable. It doesn't mean coaches aren't accountable. You can still do that, all right? But they got to trust you and believe in you and their teammates. And that's what I think we've spent more time on is getting our culture right so that when that day came, because listen, man, we went to first team meeting, and I knew we weren't going to be very good that first year. We went in that first team meeting and said, we're going to win national championship. That's our goal here. Wow. And we have not wavered from that one day. That's what we do. Now, we're a lot closer now than we were 5 years ago when we went 6-5, which was probably a monumental feat in itself, truthfully. But we're closer now, but I think it's, I just have to give a lot of credit to our staff and our kids. They bought into a plan and a vision. We have a very distinct identity. Like, it's not like we're this. We are who we are.
Yes.
We are effort, attitude, and toughness. When you line up and play us, you better come with your A game because, my gosh, we're gonna come off. We're gonna hit you in the mouth, and we're gonna get after it. And that's just kind of who we are.
And it's funny you talk about that, Coach. The recruiting piece. Again, we get these questions all the time, and I'm like, people are always like, we had so many like tremendous dynamic athletes. How are he getting these kids and they're running that offense? And my answer is always, dude, what you just say, dude, culture, winning. At the end of the day, people want to be a part of that, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're, we do a really good job, and we're very methodical about how we go about recruiting. We don't rush out and try to offer everybody. We're the exact opposite of most.
Right.
When we offer somebody, it's meaningful. We've already done a lot of front end work to find out. One, you could turn the tape on and see if a kid can play or not. But we want to find out about their character, Are they willing to go to work? All the things that are they're culture driven. Those are the harder things to find out. So, and we do the best we can to identify all that and find the kids that fit our program. And sometimes you just have to move on from kids because they just, on both sides, they may not fit, and that's okay. I tell kids all the time, I say, listen, I'm gonna offer you a scholarship. I'd love for you to come here, man. But listen, if you're not all in, then you need to go somewhere where it's in your heart that you feel good about. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be the best you can be if you're not all in with where you go. And it may not be here. I hope it is, but it may not be. So I think there's no question about that.
Coach, we know you are the ultimate professional, but let me ask a question. I always just thought about this, just a little funny question. When Coach Johnson got that job at Georgia Tech and he said he wanted you to come along, how hard was that, Coach? I mean, I know you're a professional. I know you right. I know. To walk on that campus, Coach, had to be like, God damn, man.
So here's the crazy thing. So you mentioned I'm from Griffin, Georgia. My dad was a high school coach there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A Georgia boy. I've been in Georgia a better part of my life, and we get the opportunity to come back to Georgia, and truthfully, we're excited about having the chance to come back to Georgia, right?
Right.
Oh, I listen, and nobody asked me about the quarterbacks. Nobody asked me about the running backs. Nobody asked me about anything for 6 months. All they asked me is, Coach, how do you put that GT on your shirt? Coach, how do you do that? And I look at him, honestly, I'm like, y'all know I got 3 kids.
I got bills.
Brother's got to have a paycheck, right? So you can put anything you want on my chest. TGA, KS, whatever you need to. But this is what I got to do right now. So y'all need to let it go. That's all I talked about for 6 months.
The 6 months. They ask nothing about the quarterback. Then they're like, "Hey, how you putting that on your chest?" That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, that was the topic of conversation. But I've enjoyed every stop I've had. I've learned so much from all the different people I've been around. And I think, you have who you are in your personality, but you learn so much from the people you're around as you go through this profession. And every stop you make has a little different dynamic and a little different makeup, and you learn. I mean, I'm still learning today, and you learn and you build, and it's stuff you can put in your, you can file away and go, all right, when I get that opportunity, I'm going to have the opportunity to use this information that I've learned, whether it be at Georgia Tech or the Naval Academy or Georgia Southern or West Georgia or Gardner-Webb or the different places that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of, and even more importantly, the great people I've been around.
Coach, another funny question is funny. Hassan Graham just texted me again, and he was like, make sure you ask Coach Bohannon about the art of running the comeback. He said, nobody runs that comeback like you. He said, now all these other guys, you have all these guys. He said, but nobody ran the comeback like Brian Bohannon. Do your guys know that you started and you played big time football? Do your guys know that?
I have to tell them, because if I get in front of them and I'll have the recruits in, I say I'm kind of introducing myself and to the recruits. I'm like, all right, y'all know I played in Georgia, right? And they kind of look at me because they're young, and then I'll say, what position y'all think I played? And then somebody's going to be a smart aleck and go, all right, were you a kicker, coach? And that's when it came on. And so it's no, the reason I could run a good comeback route, because hell, I couldn't run by anybody. So if I didn't perfect the comeback, there's no way in the hell I was ever going to get open.
Oh man. Coach said I got even, then I came back on him. I knew what to do there.
Foot in the ground and get back down here.
Hey, I had there was no choice. It just, listen, you learn to play with the tool set you have, brother, and you make the most of it. And you know what I mean? It's like, but I'm gonna tell you what now, Hassan could fly.
Woo! Yeah.
Like unbelievable speed and quickness. I'm like, by the time I was a senior, all those cats were there. Like if my time was over, my window of opportunity was like, I need to go. He's got, because we started opening up at Georgia a little bit, because we were, Georgia, go back and look at the history, it was predominantly running back you, and it's still running back you.
Right.
But even in the latter part of my career, man, we started 4 wides and stuff, and boy, they started bringing in, JT came in and Hassan, them guys. I'm like, man, my time's up, boy. Boy, it's been good. I got to get on.
Boy, I The comeback route. I'm gonna put that in my book right there. The coach of the comeback route. Well, actually, though, Coach, what has been, through this process, what has been the biggest thing you've learned outside of the game and just learning about the coaching? Because I think people are learning more about the FCS and what great talent is down there in the FCS and the Big South and things of that nature. What have you learned about this stint at Kennesaw State and building the program? What is the biggest thing that you learned through this process?
Oh boy, that's a big question. There's been a lot of stuff. I'll say this, guys. I love FCS football, and here's why I love FCS football. It's about developing young men, and it's about ball.
Right.
And all the kids want to go to the NFL. Don't get me wrong. And we got kids in the NFL right now. We're going to have kids in that. But at the end of the day, it's about developing young men, and it's about ball. And I love that. And I've been at y'all know the stops I've made along the way. That is what I enjoy. Like. I enjoy watching kids grow. I enjoy watching kids develop. I think for me personally, having a chance to put your fingerprint on a program is unique when you get to start one from scratch. It's like you're starting your own business or your own talk show, whatever it is. It's your good, bad, or indifferent. It's your fingerprint. It's your and I've truly enjoyed it. I got a little chip on my shoulder for what I want this place to be, what I want our program to be. And that probably resonates with the way we play sometimes because I get frustrated because I want it to be a certain way all the time. But I think most coaches you talk to would tell you that to some degree.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I enjoy being around the kids. I enjoy the relationship piece. And I've always been one of those guys. I've never been a job hunter. I've never been one of those that's just looking. I've always felt like, and I tell everybody I've hired it, make the job you have the best one. People will recognize you for your work.
Right.
You don't have to self-promote. If you go do a great job where you are, that takes care of itself.
Right.
And at our place, it works. I mean, we got coaches getting D coordinator jobs at Group of Five, at the AAC, at all kinds of places. We got support staff leaving to go to Notre Dame and Ohio State, because they recognize something good's going on at a place and they want to go hire people. And I think that's a positive reflection on your program. And I do take a lot of pride in that. And I take a lot of pride in what we do and how we do it. And there's a million different things I've learned. I get humbled every day, man, because of this chair, dude. It's like you start to think you're a little bit ahead. It gets a little quiet, and then you break it. And you're just like, all right, it's been quiet for a week. And I'm gonna fall under a rock because here we come. Something's coming around the corner. But I think the way you interact and the way you go about your business is the way your program's going to be. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not, but we've tried awful hard to do that the right way.
Coach, one of the things I told Justin Sumter this last year, and a lot of kids who, when they ask about, just the overall Kennesaw State program and, the uniforms, you guys are very flashy. One of the things I always tell, I just told Charlie Patrick this not too long ago. Your head coach was a wide receiver. Wide receivers are fashionable. So thank you, coach. Like, yeah, your coach not as square as y'all think. He played wide receiver.
Yeah, they think I'm square, but it's all right. So I got a picture of myself in uniform, and the shoulder pads are a little bigger than what we wear today. They're just a little bit. Not a little bit, just a little bit. I do have wristbands on, which the guys are like, okay, at least the coach has got some wristbands on. So here's what here was my take coming in. I'm really an old school kind of guy. Like I want to go, I want to go impose will on every Saturday on the other team. That's just my personality. But I knew after being at Georgia Tech that I couldn't do everything old school and attract the kind of kids that we need to be successful here.
Right.
So I like to say, if you say, Coach, I'm an old school coach who is bridging the gap to the millennials, but I find ways to do it. So there's non-negotiable for me, but the uniforms was a piece that I could sell to everybody, recruits, players, everybody. Hey, we're the quote unquote Oregon of FCS football. And if you go look at it,
yes, you are, Coach. Yes, you are.
we counted up like hundreds of combinations, and every year I have a game I pick that we break out something different. I try to make it a surprise to try to give a little juice for that week. So that's for me, knowing that I'm kind of how my personality is. I've tried to bridge that a little bit and go, all right, I'm going to give on these things. All right, these things over here, we're going to go practice and we're going to tackle and we're going to do things that,
right.
You know, but that's, and so, and you continue to have to adapt and adjust because kids are, you know, that's your, if you don't adapt to that, like you ain't got nothing. That's what makes you go. That's the most important thing in our program is our kids, you know, and making that work. So we have taken a lot of pride in our uniforms. I think they look awful good. I mean, we're proud of them.
You stay clean, Coach. Y'all stay clean.
I ain't gonna lie, my favorite is those grays, but you know, I love it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Coach. I know you're trying to make sense of all the stuff that's going on, but how with this playing in the spring, championship playoffs, and how's this tie in with recruiting now? I mean, I know you can't really talk, but you know, the dead period has been extended and all that type of thing. But how do you, again, this is a new norm, not new norm, but new for everybody. So how are you guys trying to balance playing, recruiting, and all that now with all this going on, and how will you be able to do it going forward?
Yeah, so it you know, the recruiting piece is a whole nother challenging piece when you can't, again, it goes back to the same thing I said, when you can't get in front of kids and parents and you can't have the personal interaction you need to, everything you do is just like we're doing right now. I mean, you get on a Zoom call and you do what you do, you know, I mean, it just is what it is. But we're probably farther along than we ever have been in recruiting. I think that's because we've had more time, you know, since we broke camp in March. Really, that was what we were doing, and then a lot of welfare checks with our kids.
Right.
So we're probably further ahead from evaluation. Now, the thing we're running into is just what is this going to look like with the early signing period, and nobody's ever going to visit that campus.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to ever meet that kid in person. Now, maybe the Power Fives have because they're a little further ahead, you know, but like FCS, that's not going to happen much. So just trying to see where that's going to land. And we're being really patient right now. If we find a kid we like that we feel like it fits our program, then we're going to move forward just like we normally would. Even if we were in season right now, we would do the same thing. And then really see where how this thing's going to play out. I mean, we have all intentions of signing some kind of early signing class, but you know, normally we would say we would want to be in double digits or greater for that class, knowing we want to leave a few for the second signing period. But I don't really know what that's going to look like this year, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how that's going to unfold, but we are ahead from an evaluation standpoint. Now the personal interaction, we're doing it. It's just been all like what we're doing right now, which we've done a good job with. There's just limitations on that. Y'all know that. I mean, it is what it is. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. And I'll tell you the thing that you want to keep track of in about 2 years or 3 years is how many transfers show up because they weren't able to really vet out what they needed to vet out.
Right.
We talked a lot about that as well.
Great point.
You know, and nothing you can do about it right now. It is what it is. But I think you may see that trend a little bit in a year or two, just because, you know, kids are making decisions really without, you know, the personal interaction that you need. And we can get kids on campus on their own if they're close enough. Hey, we tell them, hey, just come drive through campus so you can see it. We can't do anything with them, but they can ride through campus on their own.
Right.
We encourage that, but we have nothing to do with it. And so I don't know. I think the recruiting is just like a lot of other things right now. We're continuing to do it. We're gonna see how it unfolds a little bit, and we're definitely gonna sign a class because you can't, you know, and when you're building programs, you can't afford not to do that, and you really can't afford to miss a whole lot. Right. You really got to hit.
Coach, one of the things that you've done a great job with in the program, you guys have really taken on this social media piece. You guys, your editing department, you guys do a phenomenal job, and it's really on par with a lot of the big boys. Talk about that part of it and how, like, say, now we see you in a lot of the videos. We used to kind of didn't see you in the videos, but now you in the videos.
Yeah, see, I'm not a big social media guy, so it's like anything for me to do that's work. And I know I got to do it, but like it kind of goes back to my personality. I'm telling y'all, there's things I know I got to work at, and so I'm a retweeter. I'm scared I'm gonna spell something wrong or offend something. I think we've done a great job, and we've kind of had a plan going out with how we want to brand our program and what we want it to look like. And our video department and our communications department has done a great job, and we've empowered our players. I mean, we got a thing where they can get their pictures, through an app now, and our kids can get all the pictures we take, and then they can go post. Well, now you're reaching a whole nother segment of people. So we're doing everything we can. Listen, we want to build a program that when you say FCS, Kennesaw State's first thing comes out of your mouth. I don't care if you're in California or the Dakotas, or you're on the East Coast, or you're in Texas. That is our goal. And so everything we do revolves around that. And I think creating a brand and a presence on social media is huge. And and that stuff I work at and try to do a better job of along the way. But our guys do a great job of that, and we're constantly pushing stuff out. And hopefully it's reaching everybody. It sounds like it's getting to you guys anyway, which is good. I'm not in my chair. You don't never really hear about all this. We are trying diligently to build a brand that we want everybody associated with Kennesaw State University to be proud of. Whether you're a student, alumni, in the community, in the metro area, it doesn't matter. When you see that KS, we want people to be proud of it.
That's what you answered my question, Coach. That's all I got. Make sure you got anything else for Coach.
Listen, Coach is so dope, man. I'm just glad we was able to spend this time with him. Hassan Graham over here laughing now. He all in the comments laughing. So, man, we got what we needed from Coach, man. We ready to get Coach back on the field. Once Coach put on his yellow pullover and he come through that smoke, Coach be fired up, man. I be ready to go when Coach ready to go, man.
Well, the thing is, the one thing you learn in this thing is that you can cover up all your deficiencies with some energy and enthusiasm. That's kind of been my motto. Like, if I screw something up, my gosh, I'll do it with energy and enthusiasm, and maybe people forget what I said.
Well, Coach, I can honestly say being able to be, I feel like we came in at the same time with this show and with your program, and just being able to follow it. And you had a lot of kids that I had coached, from Taylor Hinkle to some guys from Kale that I had a chance to. And the work, it's the same thing from everybody. You do a great job. You're a great person to be around. And we can also attest to that. We thank you for spending time with us, Coach, and we look forward and good luck this year. We can't wait. I can't wait
April. Yeah, I'm already ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys having me on. And man, we'd love to have you guys. Anytime y'all want to come up, we'll do it. Eventually, I got to get down. We get out of this pandemic, man. I'm coming down the studio, man, and we're gonna do it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We'll even bring Hassan in for laughs.
Oh Lord, if we start storytelling now, we might have to go off the air on that now. That might be
Coach Bravo had it, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach. Oh man.
Coach crazy.
Oh man, that was awesome, buddy.
Oh man, yeah, that was dope, man. That was
awesome.
And Coach, you just say, man, dude, we've grown. I mean, dog, we've grown with their program. Like, dog, that feel like our program.
Yeah,
feel like our program.
We've seen it from the first game when they was not even playing. We've been there, man, and it's just being able to see it, man. But we get the question all the time, and I'm trying out this new thing. What you think about this, Max? It look all right, man?
Dude, man, listen, man. You man, your technology game is very strong, my dude. It's very strong.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. But the great thing about Coach, man, like I said, man, he's hard nosed. I was going to ask him how a receiver get his players to hit that hard, because they one of the hardest hitting teams I've ever seen, man.
Dude, boy, are they, man? They lay that. One thing about them, they lay that hat at Kennesaw.
Yeah, you do.
And it's a sign, it's a fundamental. Guys who are coaching sons, and they've just been around it, So his dad was known like just a hard-nosed coach in programs. Like I see a lot of that in what Kennesaw State does. Like I say, he's been around football his whole freaking life.
Yeah. All right, man. So thanks for Coach again. Thanks to all my man David Beal at Kennesaw State for getting that set up for us. Thanks for Coach
people,
coming
man.
on.
Love us at Kennesaw State, man. Love
man. We definitely kind of feels good now that they're going to be playing in the spring. So now I'd be like, oh, I got spring football for real. So I can go watch it.
I got something to do in the spring now.
You know it's around the corner for me, so I get to really go around there. Be like, all right, dog, I'll let y'all see what's going on. So, hey, man, we're going to jump into what we do, man. You know, basically, I want to start the show off like this. I'll let you start it, man. What you want to start with?
Well, I'm going to start with this, Glaze. I'm not going to be petty because we've moved on from that. I want to talk about something I brought up on social media today. This LeBron James thing, man. I'm totally perplexed by the real hate that gets, and a lot of that hate comes from us.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's just one of those things. I'm just like, you know, because me and you've had like these LeBrons, because everybody know. Listen, I'm on the court. I'm not a LeBron guy.
Yeah.
But listen, I like MJ, I like Cole, and I like LBJ, and it's fine. Like we don't have to. If we like one, we don't have to not like the other or talk the other one down. Like we don't have to do that. It's just crazy. Your thoughts on what we kind of put out there today?
You know what's funny, Mace? I've always told you I wasn't a Kobe fan, but like they say, the greats get hate, and that's why I didn't like Kobe. It wasn't because of I just did. He would kill my team and walk off. He would dunk on somebody I like. I'm like, I can't stand this dude, and it just was. But you know, the Mamba, the guy, the person is an absolutely phenomenal guy. I think what happened with us, unfortunately, LeBron grew up in this media age, the social media age.
Right.
So now we are a lot more putting our voices out there. I always think, and I always say this, if Jordan would have been in the social media age, he would have had more hate because of what it was. Because of what he was. People would have got tired of seeing him win. I'm sick of him winning the championship.
Right.
Or the minute he got caught with the gambling, you know how widespread that would have been if Jordan would have got caught, dude.
Glade, how many times have you and I talked about how in this era, you know, of course we know Jordan gets the ultimate. Jordan gets the ultimate pass. He gets the ultimate pass. But for LeBron, I think one of those things, and I talked about it earlier. We're talking about a guy who we were told at 17 he is the chosen one.
Right.
And listen, hate it or love it, he has lived up or exceeded every expectation that they've put out there. Now, you know, are you gonna use his final record against him? I mean, you know, listen, but the fact that he's always in the conversation, and just like Mike, I say this all the time. Yeah, you can get LeBron the MVP every year, but that's not the story. See, in our business, it's stories that say it's like when they didn't give Mike. We're gonna give Karl Malone the MVP. We're gonna give Barkley because that's a better story than, oh my God, we're gonna give it to Jordan again. That's not the story.
The back-to-back to Steve Nash. I still don't know how Steve Nash got back-to-back MVP.
It was a story.
He was Steve Nash. He was at Phoenix. They was running this running gun offense. It was cute. Just like with James Harden. He was scoring. It was cute. So they give it to the guy that make the good stories. The thing also makes sure, I think we kind of, in our own thing, we created the mystique that Mike was. You ask certain people now, Mike would play by himself. He never played with nobody. It was just him and some 4 other guys, and it was
dude. And Mike took every shot. Mike missed a game winner.
He scored 72 points a game.
He never missed a shot.
So Mike became this hero to a lot of people. I was like your uncle. I was a Dominique guy, so I didn't like Mike. I was like, man.
Shout out to Uncle Rip, the only Jordan hater that we knew in that era. He was ahead of his time.
I wasn't a hater, but I was just like, okay, that's Mike. But he beat it, like 88. I was hurt in 88 when Dominique didn't win the slam dunk contest. I was like, man, forget Mike. So I was okay. But I admired his work and I enjoyed Mike's work. But I think so much we have built Mike to be this guy that anybody who has a chance to, and LeBron is 3-6 in the finals, but dog, just think about this. For 9 years, dog, he played in the finals.
Yeah.
Kobe played in 8.
Yeah.
We can hate on these guys all we want to, but that means you played a whole season, went through 4 rounds, and made it to that point. And these guys are special. And like you said, you know, until the Greek Freak gets there, he's just a good regular season player. We are seeing things with Kawhi, but the thing what you said, it's gotten personal with hate. Hate used to be fun. We used to boo Ric Flair because we knew he was a bad guy, but we still were like, we still want to be riding with the with the airplanes and the Space Mountain. We was all that. Now the day is
Rolex band,
and it's like this hate today is personal. It's like, yo, hey,
it's
enjoy the game, because I don't think we're gonna see for a while another Bron. I don't think we'll see another Kobe. These guys aren't built like those guys were. We are running into a small. I mean, LeBron is 35 years old in 17th year, Maceo, and still putting up crazy numbers. You know,
finding ways to continue to be the guy. And see, this is that downside of the social media thing, and just media period, because the key to the game now, you got to survive the news cycle. Like, can you survive the 24 to 48 hour news?
Yeah.
And once you survive that, because most people's attention span is so short. we move on to something else. Think about this. And I hate to throw this dude out here, but like BFO. Think about it. When that thing dropped, it was like, oh my God, his business is Dog, he survived the 72-hour crazy news cycle, and he tweeting and reporting like he never left, like nothing never happened.
Right.
And this is where we are with social media, with media. We guys pick and choose. Like, say, you know, a lot of you guys like to watch those daytime shows, but those daytime shows, the reason why the same few things are relevant is because that's all about. And as long as y'all keep tuning in, like, so you're gonna tune in every day to hear them talk about the same 3 topics, when there's a million things to talk about.
Right. And again, Mace, what we talk about, you kind of mentioned it too. I was being a butt. I was being petty when I was like, man, if LeBron would have went up 3-1 and lost 3 straight, y'all would have killed them on there. I know why, because it's LeBron. And that goes also to our media networks too. They stay on his. And what's amazing about LeBron, and I can say this, and I know a lot of people in it, he is almost, when it comes to his life, Derek Jeterish. It is very, you know, you might hear a few things, you might hear rumors. Bron ain't in the club kissing Khloe Kardashian. He ain't in the parking lot. I mean, he ain't doing that type of thing. LeBron is just, he does his work. You hear about his charity. It's like you won't see no pictures of him doing no funny stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No,
in the bubble, you ain't hearing no crap about him. It's like either he got the greatest team ever around him, which he's put together a good team.
Right.
Or he is just a good dude, and he's really just that guy. And it's like he does so much that everybody just want to continue to hate him. And ESPN, I will always say this, and I will stick to this on this. They did the what was it called? The decision as a big ratings grab, and then they flipped it around to create a big hating as well. And I got a big thing for
They do that with the best of them, Glaze. They the best at that. That's their lane.
Yeah. Shout out to Lisa. Lisa said, right, the hate with LeBron goes beyond sports. I became a LeBron fan when he made the decision. He was vilified in the media, and I was like, why? He gave Cleveland all he had. Then Gilbert was talking crazy. He didn't take as much of beating as I thought he should have, but crazy about him. After that, I became an Atlanta Miami Heat fan. This is the only non-Atlanta team I have ever publicly rooted for, and a lot of people did that. A lot of people just follow LeBron now. Shout out to our girl. They just say, well, LeBron playing. All right, that's my squad this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make sure, how many players in the league now, and I'm going to ask you this question, could go to another team and they automatically become a damn championship contender?
Right now, none.
Because as great as everybody talk about how great, what's the guy name? I'm sorry, guys. My mind's kind of – no, the guy that's playing with LeBron now, who's had a great,
AD. AD.
As great as AD is.
He riding shotgun. He riding shotgun.
How many times he got out of the first round in New Orleans?
Bro, none. He riding shotgun, dog.
As great as he is, all the points he's putting up. How many times he got out the first round in New Orleans?
But because that's a byproduct of playing with LeBron.
Everybody like, well, he's scoring 30 a night. I said, yeah, because LeBron got everybody eyes like, okay, well,
everybody like you're gonna watch because you don't want LeBron to go off. And when we talk LeBron, how many guys take their partners and put their partners on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not many. You know, these guys, you know, we've done events with guys. I'm not gonna call this dude name, but he showed up with all his cars, all his entourage, and they ate all the chicken, you know.
I'm still mad about that. That's why I still boo.
They didn't give nothing back, you know.
I quietly boo that team every time I see him play. I still boo them. I'm petty. I'm just because of that one moment. I'm like, oh, you gonna come here eat all the chicken? Your boys out there. He about 18 deep for that, man.
Oh, he has made Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, Maverick, and all of the things all of these guys are doing, dude. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is how you I get on, I'm putting my team on, and we're quietly going to rule the universe, man. And I think that's part of what people hate because we don't congratulate each other enough.
No, we don't.
And it's so crazy because it and I don't know where we get that from. Like, it just burned me up sometimes. Cause like, man, all of it's enough for all of us. Like, no, focus on what you doing, what your squad and what your team doing.
Yep.
And you got blinders on. You can't even. I don't even know what the other people doing.
Yeah.
Cause we working.
Yeah. And you know what's great about that? One of my favorite, Cake from Drake's song with Jay-Z on it. And Jay-Z says Dame made millions, Lior made millions. Bron say the same thing. J.R. Smith made his, Tristan Thompson. I done made people millions wherever I go. My players get paid.
Everybody eating.
Players get paid. And and if he was such a bad person, why do teammates try to follow him wherever they go? Wherever we go. Zarunas was a Cleveland guy for years. When LeBron went to Miami, he said, I'm going to Miami. He's people follow him.
I'm going to the 305.
But yeah, man. But I am one of those guys. I like good hate because you're a fan and the greats get hated on. But some of y'all taking this a little too personal and it's funny. But like I take like my boy, like Boobie is one of my favorites. He makes me laugh with it because Boobie tell you I'm just gonna get some people riled up. And he'll do it.
Yeah, Boobie a roller coaster, man. Boobie a whole roller coaster out here in these streets, man.
What about Faye though, man? What about Faye? Hey, man. So let's talk about that a little bit more. The NBA, man. We haven't talked in a while since these playoffs started. So far, what's been your biggest shock so far these playoffs, man?
Hey, the Clippers.
Yeah,
the Clippers going down. I mean, listen, we were led to believe that. Hey, man, we were on par for a all LA clash.
Mm-hmm.
The thing we always talk about on our show. That's why you play the game.
Play them, man.
It all sounds good. Listen, it never shakes out like we think it's supposed to shake out. It never does that,
right.
And that's fine. The games have to be played. Kawhi. Kawhi is Kawhi.
Yeah.
We see Paul George. I mean, Paul George. Lou Will did not have a good bubble. Montrezl Harrell did not have a bubble. So the depth that everybody, I mean, Pat Bev, he missed a lot of games, and that went into him not having, the continuity and the things that he needed. So yeah, man, hey, the LA Clippers, big disappointment because we were led to believe if you follow that, we're gonna get an all LA final. Well, one LA team is there, another not.
What this told me, Maceo, the biggest thing is. We found out who loved this game. Who not? And I've seen people already. Look, for all my sports people out there trying to say that this don't count because of the bubble. Nah, man, this is the basketball that is purest form. This is you getting out there with a bunch of people cheering you on. You balling. This one-on-one. Who want this thing the baddest? This guy's out there giving up 3.5 months with no family playing this game. And I saw them. And what I love about this, as I'm learning about players that I normally wouldn't learn about. I'm learning so much about this Denver team with Jokic and all them guys, and then you see what's going on.
Jokic's a whole problem out here. He a whole problem out here, homeboy.
Yeah, and the way I'm seeing with Miami, I'm learning about that team, and I'm really loving that kid, number 16, the big guy that they got down there. I'm loving him and seeing what he got. Yeah, man, and that's what I'm loving about this new thing is that These are guys who are pure playing basketball. You ain't got no home court advantage. Just like, yo, meet me out there. We're going to play this game and see what happens. So for all y'all out there that trying to make the excuse this won't count, no, your team just didn't make it because they weren't good. They couldn't finish. They had more things on their mind. They were trying to get out of the bubble, trying to speak women in the bubble. They were trying to do too much other things. You want love in this game enough for me to do what you can do, man. To do what you can do.
Big facts, dog. Big facts.
What you got, man?
Hey, man, 2 weeks into the NFL season, man, what are some of your and we're not talking about our teams, but just some of the storylines that you've enjoyed these first 2?
I've enjoyed the black quarterback storyline. I really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed that there are so many starting. Last week we had 4 games. I think they had black quarterbacks going against each other. I really, really think Russell Wilson has become the best quarterback in the NFL. I know a lot of people won't agree with me on that, but I just think the way he plays. They said when he first started, he needed a running game. Well, the running game left, he still Seattle is always a contender, bro, and they play wherever they go. And he is just, when he played Atlanta, man, I just saw no flaws, mate. I mean, he doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He doesn't get big shots. He really just, I've just enjoyed watching him play, and that's been the thing I've gotten out of this with this NFL season. Glad to see Cam back, but I really wish that he would stop running. I don't like this. I don't like the pounding because you just got shoulder surgery. Now you're back to jumping over piles and getting hit again. Because I read a good thing. Just because you 6'6", 250, don't mean your body can take all that pounding. That's a lot of hits, man, and that's what I don't like. But I just see, and you're learning a lot about teams with veterans too during this first 2 weeks. You're seeing guys who got teams at quarterbacks that are playing with each other who know how to do what they're doing, and they're just out there. And we are seeing the team. Kansas City is finding a way to win. They found a way to win yesterday against San Diego. I mean, it's not San Diego, LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm enjoying is that I'm seeing guys playing in the black quarterback, and and just again, there's no fans, so. You either love this game. What's our guy named Bruce say?
You better love this life.
You better love this thing because this ain't no fans cheering you on to get you hyped and all that. You better learn like that and be able to play. And the other thing though that's I'm not happy about is all these injuries that have happened. Seeing Saquon go out was tough, and seeing these guys go out, it's just been tough to see the injuries. But we can kind of expect that because it was kind of a weird off season. But that's my take. What's your take on the season, man?
Oh man, the fact that we have football, it was just crazy because I mean, it was just so much hate and just like everybody, oh, no way we can have a season. Why are we gonna play? And all these things. And again, it's big business. Right. That's why they're playing. The contact trace, all of the money that was spent to make sure we got a season, man, is like phenomenal. That's one of the best stories for me. These young guys, Joe Burrow. I'm thoroughly impressed. Listen, I was totally wrong about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's a quarterback, man.
I was totally wrong about Joe Burrow. I remember when Bobby Olive talked about this guy, and I was like, and we saw what he did last season. And listen, he's coming to the NFL supremely confident. Listen, no OTAs, no training camp, no preseason games, and it seems like it doesn't seem like the stage is too big for him. So man, I'm really loving this, and one of the biggest things I'm loving is Kyler Murray, the year 2 of Kyler Murray.
Woo, boy, when you got speed, what you got out there on that receiver now, boy, did they stick? What was Houston thinking? Boy, he done got him some talent around him, and he got an old school vet in Fitzgerald. He got D-Hop out there, boy. Woo. And now what makes him more dangerous? He quick as ever makes you got to cover everything with him. Now you're opening up lanes for him to get through,
bro.
Him too, man.
Bro,
it just is a beautiful thing, man, and it's. I can't wait to see the season. I'm hoping that I thought they signed more practice players because I knew a few guys who made some practice squads.
Right.
Teams are a little bit bigger, and they're gonna need them because, as you've seen, injuries are piling up. So they're gonna have to start pulling these guys out. I'm telling everybody out there who ain't on the team, stay ready. Keep your aging going.
We'll work out every day because
like you trying to get that call because it's gonna be. We've already seen in 2 weeks a ton of people go down quick, man. So that's been interesting. So let me interrupt this real quick. I'm gonna interrupt some base here.
Uh-oh.
E-Glaze need to get it off his chest. So
Go.
Yes. So recently you've seen me do a post on Facebook, putting my Falcons gear in a trash bag. I wasn't putting it in the trash. I just put it away. I am tired of being a fan. I'm just tired. I have nothing else left. I know I was called a traitor. I'm not a real Falcon fan. Okay. But there's a picture that I'm going to post later on with Maceo took of me at 2 or 3 years ago on February 5th, 2017, where I was really dejected and I had lost a lot of everything during that time. I just can't take it no more. And if the Falcons win the Super Bowl, I would say it's my fault. And I'm glad that y'all won the Super Bowl because I can't take it no more. I wasn't mad that the Cowboys beat us. I was mad how insufficient the game was 4 years later or 3 years later in Dan Quinn's coaching staff. I told somebody the other day, and people asked me, my wife asked me, if your 8th graders wouldn't have jumped on that ball, I said they'd have been running gases right after the game. Right after the game, those kids would have been running gases. How you don't jump on the football? And for off the blank to come out and say, our players didn't know that, makes me realize that giving my Falcon gear away was a great idea. And I'm going to go ahead and clean that stuff up and give it to some young people out there that needs them. Because I can't do this anymore. I got y'all. Be happy. I will cover the Falcons as a team of the NFL. You know, I still got some love for them, but I can't do it no more. It affects me as a sports journalist, guys. I couldn't watch a game after that. I was so exhausted and frustrated. I couldn't watch the 4 o'clock games. I couldn't watch the 8 o'clock games. I was tired, exhausted, frustrated,
lethargic.
I real good. Everybody was like, "You watching the 4 o'clock game, Glaze?" No, I'm done. I can't. I can't be doing the crush work when I can't even get past one football game on a Sunday. It is too much to handle. I have a job out there to do for my people out there who look for the crush to give. I can't give Maceo no help after 1 o'clock because I'm exhausted. After that game, when that ball spinned for 38 seconds, 10 yards, it spent for 38 seconds to get 10 yards. And they fell on it. My body just died. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I can't keep doing this as a guy of the Maceo expects me to be able to talk about sports. I couldn't watch anything. I started watching Chicago PD afterwards. I couldn't watch any more sports after that was over with. I was done. So for the sake of the show and what we're trying to do, I can't keep doing this. God bless all of y'all who take this and who gets up. I saw the videos of my brothers out there crying. There's a lot of people in pain, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand, bro.
Yeah, man.
99 was bad when we lost by 100 points to Denver in the Super Bowl. Yeah. 17, I'm tired of looking and saying for the first time in history, a team did this. They blew a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. That was us. For the first time in history, a team 441 games it took before a team with 39 points and no turnovers to lose. Guess who did that? We did it.
Big facts. Big facts.
Tired. Lisa, I know. I cried, Lisa. I can't, you got to manage your expectations with the fact I can't make sure when we love sports, we love, don't we? We love all the way.
We love hard, man. We love hard.
We love hard. We can't love a little bit.
Love hard, man.
Maceo was about to jump off the building when they got Zeke at Dallas because that's how hard he loves his team.
That's, like, we don't need that guy. Whoa, what are we doing? A running back? You can get him anywhere.
So I'm treating the Falcons like an ex. You're gonna always want them to do the best they can, but it's no more. I can't go back in that room. I can't.
Go on, girl. Like the Neo song. Go on, girl. Please don't worry about me. I'm fine. Yeah,
I'm fine. Whew, I had to get out of my chest, mates. I know a lot of people. I know people will. That thing been shared over 70 times. It's got all these people. They like, what kind of fan is this? Oh, he shouldn't be giving. Look, I'm tired, guys. We lost in London. Guys. Remember how we lost to Detroit in London?
Yeah, man.
We can't keep doing this. I'm sorry, Maceo. I know I took a lot of time, but I had to get off my chest.
I feel. Listen, I respect that because listen, man. Yeah, we need when it's affecting the work, man. We can't have the work affect. See me, now you done finally took a page out of my book. I detached from that like long time. I got off that narcotic, man. Love my team, but no, I don't expect them. Listen, y'all don't ever see me talk about hey, this our year. I got off that.
Got to, man.
I got off that, man, because I'm like, hey, if they do it, fine. Like, listen, I've witnessed in person.
Yeah.
The 3 Super Bowls, I was able to see them with my own eyes, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm good. But also the 20 plus years of mediocrity. Listen, I detach from that. You'll never see me talking about this our year. No, I'm good. If it happens, listen, I'm back in the saddle. But as far as my feelings, my emotion, nah, they can't do me. They can't do me.
I gotta detach for a little bit,
man. Listen, welcome to this side. Now it's so much better on this side, man. It's so much better. See, like therapy helped me, dog. I mean, it did.
When I saw that off the blank quote, it didn't do anything to me because that's what I expected now.
That's why I was
like, that's what I expect now. That's what I expect.
But see, you became unbothered, and that's a great boy. Boy.
Now I can watch all the games.
I see you.
I can watch all the games now with no bias. I can just watch it. I honestly make sure I turned the TV off at 4. The game was over at 4:15, 4:16. Click. I was done. I don't even know what played at 4 o'clock. I don't even know what played it. I was done. I went to bed. Like I said, I can't do this. I put my stuff in the trash. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it.
Hey, listen, I'm going on year 4, not buying merchandise. No, I mean, I feel good because see, if I go to the pro shop and make a purchase, see, that means I'm investing.
Right.
I'm not investing, dog. Like, dude, all the gear that I have, that's all I'm gonna have.
And you know what kills me, Mace? I really like these uniforms this year. I really wanted to buy me one, a jersey or something. They think sweet, man. I'm loving that white on white.
Hey, man, I got the AJ Terrell. I'm probably gonna break the AJ Terrell out this week.
That was the one I was going for. I was like, I gotta get the young fella.
Now that this game is out the way, now I can, what I'm saying? I put it out there. AJ Terrell on the Falcon, I want to see play well. I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm invested. So what? And all of y'all with y'all with your rent. Yeah, listen. I know y'all waiting for the butter get bumped on, so y'all can be like, Maceo, I told you so. But guess what, everybody? You can't out-talk me. Look, he can give up 3 touchdowns, and guess what? You can't out-talk me.
The boy gonna be good, man. He got something about him. When he came and made that,
they're not targeting him, Glaze. They're not targeting him.
What made me even more impressed when he came up and hit Zeke on that run.
What? Yeah.
Okay, I see you, fella.
Because ask KZ how that went for him.
Yeah, but and one more thing, you have to be a bad coach to lose to one of the worst coaching jobs I've ever seen in Mike McCarthy.
Dude,
that was the worst coaching job I've ever seen.
Listen, both of those guys were like, hey, man, I'm a bad decision, and I'm going to raise your bad decision with 2 of my own. I'm going to fake 2 punts and not kill.
He faked the punt twice. He went 2-point conversion. Dan Quinn lost to probably the worst coaching job I have ever seen a coach do. You was at the 1-yard line and you threw the ball twice. You were trying to lose this game, Mike McCarthy, and we said, no, hold my beer. I can show you how to lose a game.
But
hold my beer.
Call the time out before the onside kick. And don't give no instruction. I'm just going to give y'all water at doing this time. I ain't going to say nothing because I guess y'all supposed to know that on the onside kick, the receiving team, y'all don't have to wait to the ball go to yard. But no, what they do, they moved everybody out the way. They're like, no, don't touch it. And allowed the Cowboys sneak. Listen, I had already got dressed in like the first bet I had dressed. That's why I terrible towel on here when I went on rent. I had on a Roethlisberger jersey. I had 2 terrible and I had a Steelers scarf. I took all that off. Like, dude, You finna win this game? I said, but no way. No way. Dude, I go peek back in. No, they kicking the game with. I said, are you serious? Like the Falcons lost this game? Yeah, man.
That y'all led for exactly. You know how many times I've heard that y'all led for exactly 0 seconds? I heard that twice.
Yeah,
Super
man.
Bowl in last week.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, Joseph, your boy Joseph Parker, Joseph Decatur, Joe Parker said, Coach Glaze is going to take AJ to leave Atlanta to be respected and admired. I hope not.
No, it's not. Because
I hope that's not the case.
Because this city is so fun. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. He gonna jump around and he gonna go to the door and everybody gonna be hollering Southwest Atlanta, Westlake, Zone 4.
You right. You right.
Whoop you. I'm gonna whoop you. Don't
keep the receipts, Mace. Keep the receipts.
I got all of them.
Keep the receipts.
You know I got all of them. To pay to me, I got all of them.
Because there's been a lot of people. We talked about that guy the minute we drafted me. You were like, hey, that's Dave. I like that pick.
Yeah,
I love that pick. I was like, that's my dude. I like that pick. 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
And I'm gonna go even further, everybody, because I want all the smoke, like I told you. You know what I'm gonna tell y'all when now y'all start popping when he give up one? Meet me at the park. Let's line up and you cover me.
Hey, make sure you're fit now. Y'all be careful out there.
Cover me. We did 30 stairs today. And I could have did 20 more.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Cover me.
Hey, man, thank you for letting me have that time, man. I had to get that out,
hey,
man.
Dog, you my dude, man. I'm glad you've come to this side of thinking, man, dog. I love you for that, man. See,
hey, man, that would piss me off. I was sitting there like this. I don't want to watch no more football. I was like, this game's at 4. It's games at 7, 8. Then there's a game on. I didn't want to watch no more. I said, I can't keep doing this.
I respect that, Glaze. I respect that, dog.
Hey, one more thing before we leave, man. I want to talk about this. I want to make sure to get your thoughts on college football the first 2 weeks.
Hey, man, listen. You know me. I'm in heaven. Now that narcotic I'm on.
Yeah.
Central Arkansas, my favorite team for 2 weeks. I had them in top 5.
Yeah, they balling, man.
They saved me. Now we get the big boys back this weekend at SEC. They're back. Of course, the Big Ten was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Let's go play football. So, I mean, listen, the pageantry of college football is a wonderful thing. You see they sneaking fans in. I think all SEC stadiums going to be at 25%. They're up at the 50 as we get closer and closer. So, you know, and listen, next week, everybody who's been ranked, listen, the Big Ten, they're gonna start ranking the Big Ten teams.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They want to see Justin Fields, they want to see Trevor Lawrence, they want to see whatever other SEC schools get in. So I'm on this is a drug that I'm on. I can't never leave this drug. Matter of fact, shoot me up. I'm ready for that.
And by the way, we were one of the independent sports talk station that was at 2 games this weekend, Georgia State and Georgia Tech. So,
hey man, they're not letting people in these games, but they're letting the crush in.
We was in both of them. We were there. You know what else, man? I really saw because Georgia Tech had about 11,000. Maybe about 10, 11. It was nice little for it to be not full. It was a nice sound. It was a nice
sound.
It was nice. And I'm really I'm sold on Sims. I ain't seen him but 2 games. Dude, this kid is he's something else, man. I'm
gonna continue to tell people this. Give Jeff Collins time, dog.
He is building a squad. Yeah, they lost to Central Florida. Central Florida ain't a bad team. They're actually a really good team, pretty good team out there. But this guy is building. This is only year 2 in changing a complete offense around and a style of play around.
Keep paying attention. Doing that. Keep paying attention.
I am really. Jeff is he's an intense young coach. He's got that no lease. I will not be there at the Falcons Bears. That's another reason I'm not upset losing the Falcons. We cover 95% of the sports in Atlanta. That's the one team that we've had the biggest issue with. But I'll leave that for later. That's me being petty. So that's just
and on that note, everybody.
That's another thing, but we don't get those looks from that team right there too much. But that's just another story right there. But anyway, so I love college football. Pac-12 got to be coming. They would be stupid not to find a way to play, man. Y'all Pac-12, you better get this stuff together, man.
Both of them done for even saying, "Hey, we're not going to play."
Yeah. You better get yourself together, man. I want to end the show, man, because I got to take my daughter out. Let me end it with this. Make sure we got to get back to it. Say it with your chest, man. What you got to get out your chest, man? I need one of those, man.
Dear petty folk who want to tag me during games, all you front runners, listen. Football is 4 quarters. 4 quarters. Think about that next time. And like I said earlier, when do I hide? Dude, I talk more trash than anybody out here in these streets. If you don't believe me, ask Josh Norman. If you don't believe me, ask Steve Smith. I go to toe-to-toe with all of them, man. So you think your little post gonna bother me, dude? I'm telling you right now, I want all the smoke. And just remember, the game is 4 quarters. Stop being excited about a quarter, man. These are the Falcons. Where if something crazy can happen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen to them. Be careful. Be careful. And this is petty as I can be.
Yeah,
I love this, man. I love this, man. I love it.
Yeah. So
y'all will never shut me up.
Yeah. Because I can tell you right now, if you'd have been following Macy on Twitter, he would kept saying, y'all keep this energy in the second half. I kept saying,
listen, and that's what's crazy. Everybody, I was over on Twitter. I was tweeting the whole game.
Make sure you know what I did.
I know y'all saw it because some of y'all on Twitter, but it's okay.
Make sure.
Yeah.
When it was 39-24, you know what I did? I looked like I was that New England game.
You stop.
Can they come back from this?
Is there a way they can get back in this game? Oh, God.
Let's go touchdown and oh my God, here we go. Then when they went, but here's the thing. Here's what got me. I'm sorry to come back.
They're gonna lose this game.
When y'all missed the 2-point conversion, I say it's a 9-point game. Ain't no way we losing now.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
And on that note, Glaze, it's time to go. Because I'm finna go be petty. Y'all just woke up to some more petty. Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Coach Brian Bohannon and Kennesaw State. We really appreciate that,
We
man.
love y'all. We love y'all.
Hey, put this in your thing, man. Tuesdays at 8, we will be doing this here. We'll be doing our thing. People want to come on. We got guests we looking at, but we're going to keep talking trash. And next week, we'll be talking the whole NFL. We won't talk about one game because I have moved on and I will be covering all games next week.
Good job, sir. Good job.
And we're going to post, for all y'all who are part of our weekly picks, we're going to start posting them on here so y'all can see who's winning, where we at. So all y'all who joined the league, you'll be able to see it. So thank y'all for all joining. And Joe said Coach Petty, that's what he's calling. So you'll get to see that. But stay with us. We're covering sports. We're back out there in them streets. Shout out to Malik and Nia for being there. We're going to keep doing that. Shout out to everybody. Great job I made show with Erica and all the guys, the coaches, and doing their thing. We're going to keep doing this, man. And like Coach say, man, we're going to get in studio one day and we're going to get some more of that going and all that. So
gang.
8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. I'm sorry. Tuesday,
Gang. That's gang. The GOAT, baby. Best to ever do it.
I can't even argue, man.
Facts. Hey, man. Been real, bro.
And by the way, y'all want to hear with the Lehman Bennett days and the Marion Campbell. Okay, let me quit. Let me stop. What was y'all let then? Billy White Shoes and Steve Barkowski and Chris Chandelier and Chris Miller and Billy Joe Tolliver and A-Bear for a couple of years. Where were y'all then?
You crazy, man.
And the Bobby Butlers getting burnt every play. Where were y'all at then? I ain't gonna lie though. One of my favorite things about being in Morris Brown when Coach Mitchell and Alfred Jenkins were our coach, that was kind of heaven. I never told them that. God rest Coach Meek, but just to be a coach by 2 Falcons was pretty special for me. So that was a special time for me. So
I always got in trouble because I was at Coach Jenkins, man. How did y'all lose that game? But yeah, we gone, man. We out of here, man.
Thank y'all. We'll see y'all later, guys. Peace.
Peace.